What's going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop. As always, I am bringing you a spectacular build. The video you are about to see is the first time that I've ever built a full bed frame. If you've been following my channel, you've seen the headboard build. I got a lot of questions and comments on that video for footboard dimensions, footboard cut list, and the full bed frame cut list, the full bed frame dimensions. I never documented any of that because I didn't build the full bed frame for that build. With this build, I was able to document all of that stuff, the footboard, the headboard, the bed frame. So I hope this video helps you guys out if you're looking to build a bed that's similar to this one. So the first thing you'll see me doing here is cutting the frame for the headboard. I went on to attach a piece of 3/4 inch plywood to the frame so that it was a lot more rigid, and then when I did come back with boards later to attach to that piece, it could handle that. So when it came to the slats, I didn't want the pattern to be extremely predictable, so instead of the normal 45 that most people do, I went ahead and changed it a little bit to make it a 30-degree cut. It's not that big of a difference, but I think to the eyes, it may be a more pleasing aesthetic. For the glue up, I marked the line down the center of the headboard, and then I started placing boards in, and I realized that just having the line wasn't going to make everything square and flush exactly where it needed to be, so I went ahead and added a straight edge, and I just tacked a few nails on the board, and so I was able to rip it up as soon as I was done, but it made sure that every single board was right in line with the next one. And then when I went ahead and did the other side, all the boards were already square and in line, so I was able to just put those on and tack them right in place right where they were at. Next came squaring up all the edges, which, as you can see, my shoes are back on for, because I ain't trying to lose a toe. I used my Craig AccuCut to get that job done. After I got most of the headboard finished, I went ahead and moved on to the bed frame that'll actually hold the bed. As you can see, the bed frame is extremely simple. It's just a box with some runners on it that hold up the slats. To try to ensure that the headboard stays level, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of material away so that I create feet and really only 2 points of contact to the ground. You'll see me do this later on the footboard as well. Nothing changed in my process when it came to the footboard. I did the exact same steps, except for everything was just a little bit less material. That's about it. And here I am making feet again like I did for the headboard, so that whenever it does sit on the ground, only 2 points are touching and it doesn't wobble, it doesn't rock. Is filming sanding even necessary? And now we move on to my favorite part of every build that I do, changing the color. I love seeing light wood turn dark. I love the way the stain penetrates the wood. I love seeing the grain pop. There's just something about it that's so satisfying. So in order to get the holes drilled for the bolts, I first had to get the headboard standing, attached to the footboard, attached to the frame, and that was no easy task to do alone. But I held it together by screws, and then I laid everything out, because it's always nice to get an idea of what the end result's going to look like before it's even done. The first thing I did was come in with a paddle bit that was twice the size of the bolt that I was going to be using, and then I followed up with a paddle bit that was just below the size of the bolt so that it would have a nice tight fit. I come back in later with washers after I take it apart to finish sanding, staining, and trimming out the rest of the footboard. And then I move on to the headboard and repeat that exact same process that I use on the footboard. And yes, I did clean up the sawdust from my kitchen before my wife got home. Altogether, I went ahead and trimmed out the footboard. And please don't ask why I don't wear shoes while using a nail gun. I honestly have no idea. I went ahead and added a rest on the headboard for the bed frame. That way when my customers putting it back together themselves, they'll have something that they can set it on, and it'll make it easier to put the bolts into the headboard. As the build was getting closer to the end, I went ahead and brought it outside so that whenever it was time to poly, it could air out here. I went ahead and finished all the trim work on the headboard, and then I got it all stained up, all blended in. Both the headboard and the footboard got another coat of stain. As soon as all the wet stain dried up, I went ahead and polished the entire bed. Peekaboo! 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 After the poly dried, all that was left was to add the slats and then to sit back and admire what I had created. Alright guys, thanks again for watching my video. I really appreciated it. If you're interested in building this bed for yourself, you can find plans for it on my website, thereformationwoodshop.com. There you'll find everything you need to make one of your own. If this video helped you out, please help me out by liking it. If you want to see me on the regular, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you thought about this bed in the comment section down below.